Afternoon and welcome to Borrowdale Park for the Bloodstock 2000 day. It's a grade 3 race here in Zimbabwe. Beautiful day on course. A little bit of rain in the air, but taking this thing out the ground nicely. Hey Thomas, welcome Welcome back to Borrowdale.
Yeah, welcome Karen. It's been a nice day's racing here. We got new equipment on queue here today, so the pictures will be sharp, and I'm pretty sure we will be seeing some close-up pictures of the horses today, much better quality, and we're in for a good day's racing, and we look forward to trying to guide you through today's racing and give you some pocket money for the week to come.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty competitive card today, Thomas. Let's just chat about the horses in the first race. Let's talk about your selections. Number 1 was your first selection, Changa. I know you like her. She's had a rest. I know she's had a couple of weeks off resting. You said she was injured, but I do think Changa's got the class to win this race, and she does like the 1,000 meters.
Yeah, she pulled her a bit sore after her last start. Nothing serious, just gave a bit of time and recover in her own time, not pushing her, and she's come back nice and quietly and well.
Yeah.
And you got to go back to her earlier form, a length 1.85 lengths by Nimble Dancer, third by Nimble Dancer again, and the second by Mind Games. Those ones there were pretty good. She won her last start in an MR70 over 1,000. Now it's down to MR60. Yeah, she's carrying a bit of weight. 61 kgs was a bit of weight to carry, but she is down in class, and I think she could just be good enough to win this race.
Yeah, she is, Thomas. I think number 1, Changa, is probably the best bet on this card. Your second choice was number 3, Romantic Balladeer. And as we discussed about him in the parade ring just now, he's a pretty decent sort. We can see number 2, Copper Sky, going down to the start at the moment, Copper Sky also rested, Thomas, but decent chance here. I mean, beaten Dombashava in its last start.
Yeah, look, he's only had 3 starts to date and done nothing much wrong, improved every start, won a good race beating Dombashava, and obviously on that form line, Dombashava came out won the next start, so it has been franked. Unraced, very lightly raced the Royal Air Force Colt. I think he's got a chance.
Yeah, I think so too, Thomas. So let's go back to number 3, Romantic Balladeer. As I said, I think this horse has got a decent chance. All the girls own him, and I think it would be fantastic for them to see him coming into the winner's enclosure.
Yeah, Romantic Balladeer, I think, is a horse they've got a huge chance.
Yep.
Like we said in the preview, obviously all his 5 wins have been over 1,200 meters, and that is my only concern. I thought 1,000 might be a bit sharp, but when you analyze the field, he's run behind some decent sorts. Nimble Dancer again, the Mutineer, Goose Green, Jeans Dancer. There aren't bad horses over 1,200 meters. So obviously 1,000 might be a concern, a bit sharp for this horse, but he was doing his best work late. And, if things go right for him, he could very well be the one that can beat Changa.
Yeah, I think it would be great to see him in the winner's enclosure, as I said, for the girls as well. And then your last selection was number 7. 7 Dombashava was your last selection, Thomas.
Yeah. Number 7, Dombashava, is our 4th choice in this race, and I've gone with this filly. She's speedy, we know that, and obviously Go Galaxy's form line, he's always there and thereabouts. And Carl Seckner rode it last time, won on the horse, and goes again on this filly. Changed ownership to now Scott Buchan and Neil Evans, and obviously good luck to them for taking over this filly. She's obviously shown enough at home to carry on with her, and on best form, she's got to have a huge chance.
Yeah, I think so too, Thomas. I agree. As we said, she was sweating up a little bit in the parade ring, but she always does sweat up. She's a pretty nervy filly. She's pretty highly strung, typical kind of chestnut. But I do think she's got the class to give Changa a run for her money here.
Yeah, she has. She's got the speed on her side, and she's got obviously 55 kgs on her back, so she's got a weight on her side as well. And if she gets far enough ahead, she might stay there and win again.
And Thomas, is there any other horses that you'd like to discuss in this race? I know we both agreed that those were our 4 principal runners. Anything that you could fancy to run in for a sneaker of a place?
Well, obviously, the very good-looking number 4, III, from the Gokkenterzi yard. Obviously, he is a very nice individual, and he's coming back from a long rest. Had a run last week, and when finishing last of 7 in a novice plate, running a week later might be any concern. But you know what? When he first came here, he showed some decent form. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this was run at a better race than last time, and possibly finish in the money.
Yeah, I think so. He looked amazing in the parade ring, Thomas. You can just see him going down to the start now. Really athletic individual. He's a beautiful horse. I'd like to see him running into the placings as well. As I said, I spoke to Kevin Dereri, and he also said his horse Glastonbury has a decent chance. He knows his form's been in and out, but he said his work has been improving a lot. So...
Yeah, Glastonbury obviously has changed yards. Cornet Spies had him last year, and he won some good races over 1,100 meters. 1,000 meters a bit sharp for him, sharper than 1,100. But if he can come back to his best form, he must have a chance. And if Kevin's riding the horse work, he must have felt something there. His recent form hasn't been great, but obviously you've got to respect Glastonbury on his earlier form last season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, also Thomas number 9, McFly, may be a good value bet. As I said, on his earlier form, he was a decent 1,000-metre horse. A little in and out lately, but possibly in for a place today.
Well, he's got one thing in his favour. It's 52.5 kgs, lightweight on his back, and he is fast. But when he did win, he won an MR50. He is up against tougher horses today and stronger. I think they run a decent race, but I do think there's horses here that are a bit stronger than him.
Yeah, I agree, Thomas. I think that we've probably discussed the principal runners. So we're going to stick with number 1, Changa, number 3, Romantic Balladeer, number 2, Copper Sky, and number 7, Dombashava for our selections in the first.
Yeah, I think that more wraps up the first race. I see that the lights are amber lights on at the starting stalls, so I'm pretty sure we'll be crossing over to the commentary.
Thanks, Thomas.
Race 1 on today's program is the Soccer GG Merit Rated 60 handicap over 1,000 meters. Runners have arrived down at the 1,000-meter marker, and we've got slightly under a minute to go before loading can commence for race 1 here at Borrowdale. So the loading process has begun down at the 1,000-meter marker. Romantic Balladeer's gone. Aquaba's gone into stallbank number 10. Glastonbury coming up. Temple Run. Glastonbury's ready. McFly's in up to that. Copper Sky's coming up. Meantime, Anthony Laser is ready. Waiting for Copper Sky to complete the lineup. Copper Sky just a bit fractious behind those stall banks. Now try again. Copper Sky facing up. Turn sideways again, Copper Sky. Certainly not happy to go into that stall bank is Copper Sky. Also got Changa still waiting behind those starting stall gates. Time running out for Copper Sky. Copper Sky comes up. This time looks like it's ready. Chunga to complete the lineup. Chunga going in. Halfway in is Chunga. Goes in. White flag goes up. We're set. And away they go from that 1,000-meter marker. They broke out in an even line. Ai was on the inside, racing alongside Temple Run. Dropping in after that then was McFly, then came down the centre Romantic Balladeer. Chunga is in behind those. Dombashaw are also right up there. And then a length back to Aquaba. Don Vito is in behind that. Copper Sky is about a length off of them. Then towards the back of the field was Glastonbury. They make their way now towards the 600-meter marker. It's on the outside of them, Don Vito. From in behind that Chunga. Then a length back to Romantic Balladeer. Down the centre then towards the inside of runners was Ai. Coming up towards the 300-meter marker now. It's in behind those. McFly, who quickly picked it up from the outside. Dropping in after that then was Chunga. Then came down towards the inside of Brendan was Temple Run, who quickens up as they make their way now towards the final 100 meters. Is Temple Run out in front. From back in second then was Aquaba. Temple Run quickens up. Aquaba, Don Vito coming up with a flying finish. It's Temple Run and Don Vito, and Temple Run gets there from back in second. Don Vito. Third will go to Aquaba. Just ahead off on the far side of runners, Copper Sky. Comes up with a flying finish and resists the advances of Don Vito to get the victory here in the opener at Borrowdale. The Brendon McNaughton gets home this 5-year-old Toreador horse and does it in good fashion as well. Rested 140 days, comes back with a winning victory. It's the number 10 Temple Run. Don Vito is beaten into a close second. Aquaba will get third, just ahead of Copper Sky.
After the running of the first race this afternoon, which was won by number 10, Temple Run, I've got trainer Bridget Stidolph here with me. And Bridget, congratulations. Bit of first run for you and a bit of surprise.
Yeah, no, thanks, Thomas. Obviously, look, very big surprise. He hasn't run for a long time. He's been off with the rest. So yeah, when when I spoke to Brendon the other day, he said, "Listen, he's probably going to need the run," but he came out and surprised us all. So very happy.
Yeah, in the pre-race, both Karen and I sort of brassed him quickly. We thought, well, he's going to need the run, and his profile looked like 17, 16, 17, 800 meters was his better distance, and he goes and wins 1,000. What a grass gallop.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Obviously, look, I was wanting him to go further, but we needed to try and keep as many horses in this race as possible. So we just thought, grass gallop, sprint him up, see what happens.
Well, congratulations. Obviously, the Equisynd Syndicate, well, I think you were part of that, and you kept him going and persevered with him, so well done.
Yeah, no, thank you. Obviously, a big well done to Brendon, and thank you to him. You know, he's done a lot of work with him. He's ridden him. He knew him from before when he was with Seb, so obviously a big thank you to him.
Now, obviously, to the card, some interesting runners. Let's touch on the main race, the Bloodstock South Africa. Super good, fantastic run in the Guineas behind Pacifica. No Pacifica today, so you must fancy your chances.
Yeah, no, obviously, look, we do. I think obviously still Call Me All is a big danger. They're all going 2,000 first time for all of them, so it could be a very interesting race.
Interesting runner. I do like a bit of his mathematician. He's a nicely bred individual. Ran a good race in the Guineas.
Yeah, no, he did. He ran a very good race. I think he can do anything. It just depends on how quiet he stays at the back. If he gets uptight, then he'll probably run to nothing. But if we can keep him quiet, then hopefully he'll run a good race.
Anything else from your stable that the punters can have a look at?
We'll just see what happens on the day, hey?
Well done on the first winner.
Thank you.
Right, that was Bridget Stidolph from the trainer of number 10, Temple Run, and winning jockey Brendon McNaughton. If you can face the camera that way, yeah. Brendon, things are going well. Just come across here. Ended off the season, ended off last meeting with a win, and started off with a new one today, and a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise. To be honest, I thought he would need the run. I said to everybody he would need the run because he hasn't been off for a while, but 1,000 seems to be his game. Like Bridget said, I knew him from Seb. He's got the heart. He can do it when he wants to.
Yeah, obviously 1,000 meters was a bit of a sharpener up for him, and I think you're looking for more of an improved run than actually winning.
Yes, definitely. But I mean, to find myself where I was happy, and once I got in front, I knew I was in with a big shout.
You got some interesting rides in today's card. What's your next best?
My next best, I think, would be Bullion Bay. Sadly, last meeting I thought would be his race, but unfortunately it wasn't. So confident on today, and then Mathematician, the big race.
Well done. Good day start today, and we will obviously see you back here later, hopefully.
Hopefully. Thank you. Big thank you to the owners and to Bridget. Thank you.
Well, now let's see what Karen has to say.
Thanks very much, Thomas. Well, it was a very exciting race, seeing number 10 Temple Run come flying home like that. So please let me give you a result again. The official result for race 1, number 10, number 11, number 8, and number 2.